Welcome back to another episode of Saline Speaks. I'm Chase Stanton, the station manager here at SCTN, and today I'm joined by Anne Cummings, who is in the transition of becoming the new full-time executive director at Saline Area Social Service. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So really quick, just in case someone might not know what Saline Area Social Service does, and I'm definitely going to stumble over that at some point, if you could give kind of an overview of everything that the program provides.
Thanks, Chase. So Saline Area Social Service has been in the community for nearly 59 years. It started off just providing food baskets at the holidays to residents in need, and has evolved over the years, and we now provide emergency relief for both short and long-term aid to our residents in the community that qualify for within the poverty guidelines and that live within the school district. So, for instance, there are about 1,000 families in the school district that live within these restrictions. There are about 500 kids in the schools that receive reduced or free lunches every day, and there are about 300 plus people that come to us every week for food, for prescriptions help, and other needs as well. So we're very fortunate to have a facility that can cater to people within the community that they can turn to in these times of need.
And it's great that you mentioned the numbers, because I feel like sometimes in this community there's a thought that it's a very affluent community, very well-to-do, and it's easy to forget that some people might be struggling or kind of falling through the cracks and might need help from time to time.
You're right, and it is, and it's amazing because it is a very affluent community, but there are both sides, and we do have those that are suffering too, and oftentimes it's brought on by a sudden change in lifestyle, whether it's an unplanned health emergency or a death in the family, and so people come to us that aren't necessarily expecting to come to us. And in fact, over half of the people that come to us do work full-time or multiple part-time paying jobs as well.
And I know you mentioned that, there's food services, but also you help with employment opportunities, prescription medicine, getting automobiles fixed, like everything. If someone needs the help, you're there and you'll find ways to make that happen.
It is, and if we don't have the services, we have many resources to refer them to, which we often do as well. So we don't want any of these people who come to us to fall short in any shape or form, and we want to make sure that they feel like they're being cared for.
And so you're taking over for Jamel Akins, who was there for 5 or so years, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what's the role of the executive director with Saline Area Social Service?
Well, I mean, if you think of it as a small business, it's really running the organization and being responsible for all aspects. Obviously, there are a number of people in our staff that are experts in their different divisions, and we rely heavily on every aspect and every job because we're a nonprofit. It's small, so you have to wear many hats. As the executive director, I see it as being a job of being the connector to the community and helping everybody in the community understand what the needs are, so that we can then get the support that's needed to then continue to help these people in need.
And we talked a little bit before we started that you have a lot of experience in the community and then with different organizations prior to this as well, if you wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Sure. I guess my prior experience is mostly in marketing. That's my background. I moved to Saline probably about 5.5, 6 years ago. And since then, I have actually been a volunteer at Saline Area Social Service when Jamil first started the job, and Saline Area Social Service was in need of a lot of help. I volunteered my time there. That's how I found Saline Area Social Service, and was able to help with the marketing there, and then my role just kind of evolved or snowballed into a bigger role, which I couldn't be more excited about.
Wow. And then really quick before I forget, there was a recent move, so if anyone doesn't know, the organization's now housed at the White Building on Michigan Avenue, kind of down the road a little bit.
Yes, we're at 224 Michigan Avenue. Prior to that, we were tucked away in Merchant Square, which was very, very small, and we had outgrown the space. And so we were very lucky to be gifted that house. I think it was 4 years ago, around this time, and we're able to make it a full capacity type of building that not only houses the food, but gives us opportunities to have multiple volunteers. I think last year alone, our volunteers logged over 8,000 hours, which is pretty amazing for a community like this. It shows what this community wants and has to offer, and the big hearts of everybody here.
And I'm sure for people coming in, it's much more welcoming space to come into a home, and yeah.
Yes, and we love it too. I know, and yes, and from the client's perspective, I think it's a little bit more welcoming, and it feels, I guess it feels more inviting.
So we were talking, there's a lot of things coming up, so ways for people to volunteer, events they can attend, they can donate to. So what are some of those coming up?
Sure, so there are a number of opportunities coming up. We just sent out our annual appeal to the community. It will probably be in everyone's mailboxes in the next couple weeks. One of the big initiatives that we have every year is funding our trips to the Pantry, which helps us to continue the emergency relief and all of the programs that we offer to our clients. Some of the additional programs that we offer are home delivery, to our homebound seniors, and which there are, I think we delivered approximately over 1,500 meals in this past year to seniors that couldn't come to visit us for food. We've also been focusing on our children and helping them in more ways than just providing them food. We give them back to school supplies in the fall, and we also have started a scholarship program so that they can participate in after-school programs, which many have taken advantage of. Going back to your question, as far as what other programs are down the road, in addition to the appeal that we have, there are a couple of events. There's a big food drive that's going to be hosted by the U.S. Postal Service in May. May 11th is going to be that drive where we heavily rely on the community to fill our agency with food for the next few months. Usually it's a pretty successful food drive. In addition to that, there's also an event that's going to be hosted by Reinhardt Realtors in June. That's a golf outing and fundraising event to help us raise funds for the year as well.
And so you mentioned really quickly kind of helping students and the youth in the community. So you were saying beforehand that you've kind of started working more with the schools to provide these opportunities for kids who might also be in need or need a little bit of help.
Yes, we've been thrilled about that. Over the past year, we have started partnering up with the high school and the middle school in filling backpacks on a weekly basis for students who have the need, and their parents don't necessarily come to visit us. So we fill these backpacks with healthy food and snacks so that they can take it home for the weekends, and then bring them back, and we'll go through the cycle again. The hope is we'll continue to grow that program through the rest of the schools this following year. But we've also received pretty strong response from from the schools and hearing from them that the families have appreciated that partnership as well. In addition to that, we're starting talks with one of the elementary schools too to start a community outreach program to get to get the kids involved with different small projects and help them understand what Saline Area Social Services is about and give them opportunities to help.
Wow. And so for anyone who might be interested in volunteering or donating, where would they go to find that information or to, help out if they want to?
So there are a number of different opportunities. You could go to our website, which is salinesocialservice.com. And on the website, there is a breadth of information, whether it's the events of what's going on today, what's going on down the road, as well as information all about us. You can sign up for our e-newsletter, which we send to those who subscribe on a monthly basis, and that usually gives an overview of all the things that are happening today, as well as volunteer opportunities. Or you could feel free to give us a call or stop by in the office. We always love to meet new people and really enjoy the new partnerships that have grown in this community.
Now, before we end, is there anything else about Saline Area Social Service or your role that you're taking on that you'd want people to know?
Just to remember that we're always here, and no donation, whether it's monetary or volunteer hours, is too small. We're always welcoming new faces and people offering to help. We're open to new ideas if people have ideas about how to help. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay, so I guess all I'd have to say is just to remember that we're here in the community, and that if you ever have the inkling or curiosity of what we do or what we're about or want to help, to stop by or give us a call, because we are willing to talk and find opportunities to get involved.
Great. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, and good luck with the new role. And obviously, anyone who watches this, go help out if you can.
Thank you, Chase.
Thanks.